Hello to my party people out there in Radio Land. Welcome to this week's transmission. This week's topic is lineage healing. So, this is in preparation for the eclipses that are coming this month and all of the energy, the celestial energies that are coming as a result and that we will be bombarded with as a result. So I hope y'all ready. So, torch bearers come with each new generation. So everybody has a part to play in the role of raising the earth's vibration as well as self-healing and familial healing. Right? Our lives are not free. No one's life is free. They've all been paid for by those who have come before us, right? Our ancestors, their sacrifices, their struggles, right? We are standing on their shoulders in more ways than one. Just in terms of civil rights, human rights, women's rights, all of that, but also in a more direct sense, the people who came before us in terms of your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, and the things that they had to go through so that you could have more opportunities and so that you could honestly even be alive in general. So, that being said, we can no longer perpetuate the same mentalities or problems or limiting beliefs of our past. So, that means we can't hide behind the victim mentality and use that as an excuse for not healing our lineages. So saying, well, my family has always been poor, or teen pregnancy runs in my family, or unchecked mental illness is just, who we are. It's just a part of, my clan. That's all an excuse. Right? That's really what it comes down to. Because by your saying that, okay, you're acknowledging the fact that this thing, that these negative or unwanted attributes exist within your bloodline, but you're also absolving yourself of any responsibility to do anything about it or to change it, right? Even though you know that you are standing on the shoulders of those who came before you, and that you know that the baton has been passed to you by virtue of birth, right? Every generation has to do their part. That's how it works. So the fact that something is endemic to your lineage does not give you a pass or an excuse not to heal it, right? If anything, it is a direct call for you to rise above it. So even just for example, if we look at slavery, and this was a hundreds years long institution that took place. So how easy would it have been for, let's see, the third generation slaves to say, well, everybody I know is a slave. My parents were slaves, their parents were slaves, right? And their parents' parents were slaves, right? How easy would it have been for them to just throw in the towel and say, there is no point, right? This is, as far as I can see, this is reality. This is what's happening. This is my past is my future, right? And do nothing to change it. If those souls were so bold as to rise up and to take a stand and to make the decision to be the change, be the healing agent for their lineage and for their generation, then there is no excuse for modern day people, right? People living in 2018 to be able to say, well, this was the past, so this is the future, right? It doesn't make any sense. So eclipse season means change, deep healing, right? Forward momentum, right? Ascension, healing whether you want to or not. And it is no longer an option, right? Ain't no option no more. In order for your bloodline to be improved, right? Because everybody always complain about family and the drama and the dysfunction and all of that, right? It happens everywhere. Everybody has the same story. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Then you have to be the catalyst. So the same people who are complaining about the problems that exist within their bloodline must also be the same people who take the concerted action to make these changes. Now you say, well, of course, I mean, who doesn't want to bring change to their lives, and as a result, that of their family, that of their entire bloodline? Well, it's easy to say these things, but when it comes down to doing the work, right, the mental and emotional and psychological healing that must take place in order for you to set healthy behaviors in motion, it's crickets, right? Don't nobody want to do that, right? Because it takes work. It takes introspection, right? It takes us looking in the mirror and saying, how am I perpetuating these unwanted behaviors, in my family? And what am I doing to correct them, right? If anything, right? So it's always easier to say what you don't want to exist in your immediate surroundings and not do anything about it. So this is the time, right? This is the time for healing throughout all of the North American lineages, most definitely, because of our history, collective history of slavery, of oppression, of, all of the injustice that occurs even to this day in this country, right? Now it's time for healing and it's time for ascension. You and you alone must raise the vibrations stemming from your surname, right? Your family's history, right? And as a result, your own legacy. Nobody can do it but you. That's all I got to say. So thank you for listening. Have a good week. Love, live, light, laughter. Bye.